Hi guys, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Scottish Summit and my session on real life marketing scenarios. What I thought would be really good to do today is just have a conversation about Dynamics 365 marketing because you probably know that's what I'm super excited about. Dynamics marketing is one of the newer products within the Microsoft stack, and it allows marketing managers to run automated campaigns, segment their customers, and do all of those automations that they used to do um, just in a non-automated way previously. We have been getting new features as part of every release, as you might be used to with any other product. And Teams integration is something that came into the product just recently. So that's another reason why I really wanted to show you how to implement that in a real life situation. Mobile marketing is something that is not currently out of the box, but I'll show you there are ways in which we can implement it using a third-party solution. So I'll show you my favorite third-party solution and I'll show you how to implement it. It's not to say it's the only one or the best one, it's just what I like using because I had a really good experience with them. So I keep recommending them to people. So yeah, today that's the focus of my session. A big, big, big shout out to our sponsors because without them, none of that would have been possible. So a shout out to ScriptRunner, DQ Global, Proximo 3, Redspire, Agilicis, and Hitachi Solutions. In terms of the agenda, we'll do quick introductions just to make sure we all know each other. It's a shame we couldn't be in the same room together, but we'll try really hard. I'll try really hard to make it as interactive as possible. So if you are watching this pre-recorded, I will still be available in the chat. So after the introductions, really ask questions. Feel free to ask questions throughout the whole session. I think it will be much more fun and much more beneficial for both you and me. So questions are absolutely fine throughout the entire session. Then we'll have a quick overview of Dynamics 365 marketing, and I'll talk you through the scenario and my fictitious incremental yoga center customer I'm going to use for this. The the demo will be broken down into 3 scenarios. I'll tell you what they are in a minute, and then we'll just spend some time just for completeness looking at what other solutions are there, which will allow you to do pretty much the same in terms of mobile marketing. And I'll tell you why I don't like using them and why I like using some more than others. So hopefully that makes sense. Introductions, that's me. My name is Dilyana Radulova and I'm a senior consultant with Incremental Group. I've been a consultant for the past 8 years, dealing with different CRM systems and different products across the Microsoft stack. Within the last 2 years or so, I have been specializing mostly in Dynamics marketing and the different peripherals that you can talk to. Hence the reason why we're here today. When I'm not customizing Dynamics marketing for customers, I try to get really involved with the community because we have such an amazing, wonderful community out there. I try to speak at a lot of events. I try to write blogs and content when I have time. And I just try to keep the conversation around Dynamics 365 marketing going. So if you want to chat, please, please, please get in touch. I'll have my details. You have my Twitter handle here, and we'll have my Twitter details in the last slide. So if you want to chat, do get in touch. When I'm not doing anything marketing related, what I love spending my time with is Taekwondo. So if you're a martial art lover, again, do get in touch. Happy to have a conversation on kicking people in the head anytime. Right, so that is me. In terms of our scenario, As I said, we'll use Dynamics 365 Marketing, which is Microsoft marketing automation tool. We'll have a fictitious customer called the Incremental Yoga Center. What's important to say with the Incremental Yoga Center is that they haven't really been struggling with the pandemic because they have always had they have always had the ability to run their events online and offline. They have they have a little venue where they can run their Pilates or yoga sessions, but they can also stream them using Teams. So that's why COVID, it wasn't ideal for anybody, but it gave them an opportunity to showcase that that capability that they have and that distinguishes them from the rest. And having said that, then I would like you to meet Jenna. Jenna is our product persona for today. Jenna loves yoga. She used to love going to the center because she used to hang around with the other yoga people. Um, but now she has been practicing yoga in the comfort of her own home. The first scenario I'll show you is a marketing situation developing from Jenna's point of view, from the eyes of Jenna. So if we jump into the system, yeah, so just for completeness, the first scenario is going to be what Jenna sees when the Incremental Yoga Center has run their marketing campaign. Then the second scenario is going to be the same situation, just developing from the point of view of the marketing manager in the Incremental Yoga Center. So hopefully this will give you a good overview of how it looks from each of the different perspectives. Cool, perfect. So now if we jump to the system, hopefully you can see my browser. What we have here is a marketing email that Jenna received. So Jenna has, as we said, has been a regular. She has been going to many courses with the Incremental Yoga Center before, and because of that, she's on their newsletter list, so she gets regular updates from them. So that's an email she got this morning. What she doesn't know is that the marketing manager did use some dynamic content because they know what kind of courses Jenna has been interested in previously. So they use that information, which is recorded against Jenna's profile, to show her exactly exactly the courses that they think she might be interested in. From Jenna's point of view, she just loved the fact that a new course is starting and it's exactly what she was hoping to spend a bit more time with in the beginning of March. So she wants to do those hot yoga Mondays because Mondays are kind of her not free but a bit more free day, so she has a bit more time. So what she can do is she's scanning through the email just to see what's going on, and then she clicks the hot yoga link, which takes her to an event portal. Um, she could have got to that portal from their social media as well, but I don't think she's following them on social media. But it's just to say that portal is publicly available to everybody, so anybody with the link can get to the same place. Right, so Jenna comes to the portal and she has a look because she knows that's something she wants to do. So she scans through the portal. She can see there are a number of different sessions they're hosting, and she can also see the sessions um, have been grouped for her convenience in different session tracks. So for example, they have a Friday session track, and they have a Monday session track. What she also wants to do is she wants to make sure her favorite yoga teacher or yoga guru is doing any of the sessions, because as I said, she has been going for a while, so she knows the people. So having that screen gives her the opportunity to know that Andrew is doing the Monday session. Andrew was the guy who did her course before, so that's something that's definitely a big bonus for Jenna. So having done that and browsed through the website, then what she wants to do is she's ready to register. She is hoping to have the sessions or do the sessions online because she's kind of busy these days. So, and it's with all of the things happening online is the safer option for her. So she finds it really interesting that they give her the option to attend online, and she's definitely going to take it. All she needs to do to register is she needs to put her first name, last name, email address, and she needs to choose a pass. And the Monday one is the one she wants to do. So she's 100% going to go for that. Um, Another thing she needs to decide is how does she want to receive her certification of completion. And she probably wants that one online as well, just to keep it nice and safe. A quick capture, it's not a big thing from Jenna's point of view, but from a licensing point of view, having a capture on the events that you are organizing from Dynamics Marketing is a big thing because it protects you from somebody not liking your business very much, writing a script, and using all of your precious marketing contacts quota, because each registration here is going to use up one of your quotas. So Jenna's submission that she was just going to submit is going to become a marketing contact in the database. Cool. So once Jenna has gone through and registered, the next thing that will happen is she's going to get a Viber text message to say, thank you so much for registering. It will have the schedule for all of the events, and they will let her know that she will receive because she has registered online, she will receive the link for the first session on the day. So all of the sessions are in the evening. She will receive the link to join the session on Monday morning, and she'll keep receiving the links each Monday morning for the duration of the course. So she's quite impressed with the fact that um, they can make the Viber messages and the confirmation messages so colorful and fun. So that's definitely something that puts a smile on her face for that day. And then she goes about does her business because the course hasn't started at that point. So fast forward a week or so, and on the Monday morning of the first of the first class, 1st of March, in the morning, she receives an email to say, this is your Teams link. Click here to join the session tonight at 7 o'clock. So at that point, and that keeps repeating for every single class, every single Monday, she received the email in the morning. From Jenna's point of view, she is just really excited about how easy everything is and how smooth everything runs. The impressive thing here, though, even more impressive, is that what Jenna doesn't know is that there was absolutely no human intervention throughout that process. Everything we showed you is automated and done through Dynamics Marketing. So now let me show you how we do that. For that part of the video, I do want you to meet Anna. Anna is our marketing manager at Incremental Yoga. And Anna is the person behind the experience that Jenna just received, the good experience, customer experience that Jenna just received. Anna, just as a bit background for her, she was a bit worried. So she joined Incremental Yoga recently, and she was a bit worried that she might not be technical enough to do the job. So we'll just go through from from that point of view, keep that in mind as we were going through the demo. It turned out she had absolutely nothing to worry, because what she found out was that it was extremely, Dynamics marketing was extremely easy, intuitive, and she really didn't need any previous coding experience to run those campaigns. So now that you know Anna, I am going to jump into the system and show you the same marketing campaign that we just saw from the point of view, from Anna's point of view, or as she was building it almost. The first thing that Anna had to do was she had to create that marketing email that Jenna received that Monday morning with the new, not even Monday morning, apologize, the first one, the newsletter one. So she just had to, that's, so you probably recognize Dynamics. You might have seen it before. This is my Dynamics environment, Power Platform environment, and I have my marketing app installed on top of that. Having marketing within a single environment is really beneficial, especially if you're using other products like customer service or sales, because they all share the same underlying database, which is what we call database or dataverse, and it means that you have all of your contacts already in, which makes it much easier to segment. And also another big bonus is the same look and feel for your staff, so people like Anna don't need to be trained on another system. So from usability point of view, that also saves hassle, effort, and it just makes the process a bit more slicker and smooth. Cool. So back to Anna. The first thing she had to do is she had to click on the marketing emails link from the sitemap and to create her marketing email. It was super easy to do because creating marketing emails is all drag and drop. There is no coding experience needed. And then she did, I told you how she did have a bit of dynamic content, because what we wanted to do is, based on the interests we have stored against the customer profile, we wanted to display different sections or different building blocks here, just to make sure every customer gets that personalized experience that's most relevant to them and they're most likely to click that link and attend your next course or buy the yoga product you're selling them, or just really attend that webinar, whatever that might be. Anna didn't have to worry much. So I want to talk to you very briefly about GDPR. And you might have seen that unsubscribe link. Anna didn't have to worry about any of this because she used a marketing template for her email, so she didn't have to start from scratch building it. It was all pre-built for her, and every marketing email template comes with an unsubscribe link, which means it makes you compliant. Another legal requirement is you need to have your address in your marketing emails, and again, that comes pre-populated for you as part of that template. So that really didn't take her very long. All she needed to do was brand that email, add the logo and add the text that she wanted, and also choose the pretty pictures just to make that email exciting to look at. You can do A/B testing from Dynamics Marketing. A/B testing is a native out-of-the-box functionality. And the last thing Anna had to do, she didn't have to, but it's best practice, so it's definitely a good idea to do it, is run the first accessibility checker and second the spam checker. Accessibility checker is something that came about into the product functionality recently. Recommendation is please run it, because it will change life for so many people if all of your emails or all of the emails we all send are accessibility friendly. What that does is it gives you a few suggestions. So it might say things like the font is too small, or you have used a very light font color on a very light background, so it's really difficult to read. Things like this, it will spot for you. kind of similar with the spam score checker. What that gives you is a range, so it's either going to be low, medium, or high, and that validation comes really handy just to give you the comfort factor that you're not going to send your email, use up your marketing, again, your precious marketing contacts quota, and that email getting marked as spam. So super important. Both of those leverage some AI functionality. They come as part of the product, so it's something that you just get for free with the product. So hopefully that explains marketing emails. Next thing that Anna had to do was she had to put the event together. And the event management in Dynamics Marketing is something that, again, native out of the box functionality, and it's one of the strong points of the product. So with events, it's important to say that it's very low code and very easy to configure. Again, Anna had nothing to worry about when she thought she would not be technical enough, because it's designed that way that anybody can configure Dynamics Marketing. It is all, again, very similar look and feel to the system that if you're a Dynamics user, you will be used to. You just need to put your event start date, end date. You can set up recurring events if you wanted to. So essentially that becomes your template, and it creates your follow-on events for you. You can it's got a building, room, and layout management as part of the out-of-the-box events management capability. And the important part is, or the new part, something that, as I said, Teams integration came up recently with it as part of the product. On the front page of our event, it gives us the option to stream that online if we wanted to have that hybrid experience between on-site event and online event. Here, as you can see, Anna will choose not to flick that switch, because you have two options. You have your event. The next part we'll do is Anna also needs to set up her sessions. So with sessions, we get the same option. So we can, for the streaming, the live streaming, we can stream it on an event level, or we can do it on a session level. If it was something like an all-day event or a webinar, then probably the better option for you, or the better call, would be to stream your event. However, for us, because we have a different course, different class, different yoga session every Monday, what we want to do is choose to stream the session itself, because that will just make it easier. If, for example, Jenna cannot make one night, but she can make all of the other Monday nights, so it just makes your analytics and stats a bit neater. So that's where I have set up my session. I have linked it to my event, and I have given it so same look and feel as what we saw for the event. We have the start date, we have the end date, and this time here I have said that I want to stream it, and that's really where the first really crucial point of the presentation, because that's the bit you might not have seen before. Flicking that switch gives you the option to choose your stream configuration, and I'll show you it here. We have 3 different options. In terms of Teams, you have 2 options. You can stream it as a live event, or you can stream it as a Teams meeting. And what that means is, if I chose, so for Teams meetings, very straightforward, exactly what you would expect with any other Teams meeting that you attend. You get a link, you join it, and with that, it's important to say that you can share your screen. You can, your microphone will work so people can hear you, and you can also use your camera and people will see you. that's not the case with live events. Live events is more for when people are presenting at you, but you don't really need to. You don't need to have your camera on. That's not going to work. But you can still ask questions in the chat. That's the interaction. It's more for bigger, bigger events, webinar type of events. With stream configuration, set as team live events. I just wanted to show you the different options that you also get. You have the option to have the recording available to all of the attendees afterwards. You can choose to have an attendee engagement report, or you can also enable that for the Q&A in the chat, which lets people ask questions. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what we can do with the two different flavors. In terms of out-of-the-box functionality, Dynamics Marketing, just for completeness, also has native integration with ON24, which is a different webinar provider. But that's not the focus for today, so we'll park that one for now. Another thing that I wanted to show you is that magic button here that really helps Anna every time when she runs her sessions. What that does is once we sync it with Teams, that meeting or that session that we have created in Dynamics Marketing syncs through our calendars, both of our calendars, our Teams calendar and our Outlook calendar, which is really handy because you have everything in a single place. The one thing I would say here from a technical point of view, and you might want to be careful with, so this one is read only. Making any changes to your meeting here is not going to get reflected back into Dynamics. It's only one way. You get your meeting in Dynamics and then it shows up in your calendar. The information doesn't flow the other way around. Cool. So last but not least, the next thing I wanted to show you, because that was the next thing that Anna needed to do, was a customer journey. Customer journey is a marketing campaign. That's where we define all of the different touch points or interactions with our customer. It always starts with a segment, and that's the group of people that we choose to send on that campaign. So here, the very first thing that happened, if you remember, to Jenna was she received the newsletter. So, and that's because Anna configured the customer journey to start with all of the people within the customer records for incremental yoga that have signed up to the newsletter. Getting a contact in that segment just means that as they join, it's dynamic. So if people keep signing up, they'll go on that journey. It's not a one-off static list. It's something that keeps evolving as people sign up. So when somebody joins that segment, they'll just keep hopping from tile to tile. And I just wanted to show you how we can branch that in the customer experience that Anna can configure for the different people depending on how they interact with her journey. So back to Jenna, she joined she's part of the segment. So the next thing that will happen is she will have received that email that I showed you. Then what Jenna didn't know happened was that the customer journey or the campaign gave her an time interval to sign up for those events, because we know we have sent links to the event portal linking to our different events. So we gave her some time to sign up. And then what happened was the journey checked, has she registered for our event? If she hadn't, then what would have happened is the journey would have checked, has she opened the email at all? If it has, then probably it would have meant she wasn't that interested, and we don't want to keep pestering her and bothering her. If she hadn't, then what we could have done, give her a bit more time and resend the email, hoping she'll get it in a better time or when she'll be more interested, or just hoping to get that re-engagement. If she had she did register. So what happens is she got sent on that positive branch of the customer journey, and that sent her the Viber message. With this one, let's keep this one for now because the third scenario is all about mobile marketing. Um, so we'll talk loads about that specific tile, but I just wanted to show you for completeness here. But that's how she got her confirmation and the schedule of all of her courses. So hopefully this makes sense. Then the next thing that Anna had to do was configure the customer journey, and I'll make this one slightly bigger so you guys can see better. Configure the customer journey with the emails, with to send the emails every Monday morning with the Teams link. So again, similar conceptually to what I just showed you here. The audience though is only the people who signed up to do the class online, because Teams link is not applicable if Jenna had chosen to go into the physical space, into the incremental yoga office. And that's important because remember that tiny question that we asked in the end of the registration? That was a custom field, apologies, that Anna signed up for that specific event, asking, do you want to go on site or do you want to do it remotely? We can create as many of those as we want. And more importantly, having collected that information as part of the registration means we can use it for segmentation later on. So if you remember, we also asked how Jenna wanted to receive her certification after on completion of the course. What we could do is we could have different customer journeys doing different things depending on that piece of information as well. But back to our scenario here, we start with um, all of the people who said they're going to attend online. Jenna is part of that segment. That means that she will jump to the next tile. This will wait until the 1st of March, which is the first day of the class, and then she'll get an email, and I'll show you the email in a second. So here, hopefully you can see the marketing email that Anna had to compose. The important part is this bit here. And that's the way you always, if you're implementing Teams integration, that's the way you always want to invite people to your events. You might, if you remember on the session level, when we clicked in here, when we clicked to enable the streaming of that session, we have that link. That link is not something that you want to distribute to your attendees. What you want to do is you want to create a marketing email. If you have enabled the Teams integration in the settings area, you will receive that new tile on the site in your email toolbox, and that means you can drag and drop that on your email, onto your email. Having done that, opens up a lookup, and then you can choose what link for what event or session you want to embed in that email. So see here, I can choose session or event. Choosing session just gives me a lookup, and it will give me a list with all of my sessions I have enabled for event streaming. This is really important because every time you put one of those, you put a Teams check-in tile in your email, the system behind the scenes generates a personalized link for that specific person, and that's how we manage attendance and get all of the stats on the back of that event. So definitely something really important to remember. And that is it. In terms of the customer journey, we just have to do that a number of times, for each of the different classes, each of the different Monday sessions. So we would wait until the next one and we would send the email. And then in the end, after the last class, we'll just send an email we send an email with our pretty certificate of completion just to give people that sense of accomplishment. So hopefully that makes sense in terms of our second scenario. So at that point, I showed you Jenna's experience and I showed you Anna's experience as the marketing manager configuring it. And now the last scenario I wanted to show you is both of our personas in a single scenario. And this is the idea here is in a parallel universe, Jenna had chosen to go on site because let's say she was a bit fed up with classes online and she wanted to meet some people. The measures were getting a bit more relaxed, so she wanted to go on site, and she did that. She did the first Monday, 1st of March was the first class, and she did it in the physical building. Then what happened was somebody who was in that class didn't feel very well that same evening. They phoned the center and they said they had tested positive for COVID. So even when Incremental Yoga Center was very strict with distancing and measures, the prudent thing to do here was to notify everybody who was in that class that they definitely need to self-isolate for 7 days just to make sure they're not spreading it without knowing. And this is the scenario I want to show you now. The scenario is Anna, as a marketing manager, has received a vital piece of information that she needs to pass on to the people within that single session. She doesn't want to spread panic, so she doesn't want to send a mass message to everybody, but she needs that information to go to the relevant people. So with this in mind, hopefully the scenario makes sense. For that one, we are going to use InfoBabe, and I'll talk to you for a minute. I'll talk about it in a minute, but first, just to follow the same pattern that we have followed throughout the whole session, what from Jenna's point of view, she will be sitting in the house in the evening, going about her own business, minding her own business. What will happen is she'll receive a Viber message on her phone instantly to say you need to self-isolate, explaining the situation, how somebody didn't feel very well after the session, and the prudent thing to do is to self-isolate. She'll also get a pretty picture, and she'll have a button saying we have a lot of classes online. You don't have to stay bored in the house. If you want to register, click that link, which hopefully will make the quarantine a bit more pleasant for Jenna. So how do we go about and implement that from a dynamics marketing point of view? We're going to use InfoBabe. InfoBabe is a third-party solution which you can get for free from app stores. All you need to do is you need to click Get Now, choose your environment, give it a few minutes. It installs just like any other solution from app stores. And then once it's done in your marketing environment, you can click, if you click settings, you see all of your settings that you're familiar with, the Dynamics 365 ones, but you will also see a new link here, a new InfoBip section and a new configuration link. You need to give consent first, and then you need to click new. And I'm not going to open it because it has my API just for security reasons. But what you need to do then is you need to go to the InfoBabe portal, which is portal.infobabe.com. You need to register again for a free account. As part of that, you get a number of text messages and Viber messages for free. And you also can create API keys here. So the process to configure it is you create an API key from within your InfoBip portal, you go back to your configuration record and you plug that in. And that is really it. After that, you can buy Viber messages and text messages in batches, and they just get it added to your account, and you can use those as part of your campaigns. Having done that gives you a few interesting things in your customer journey. So here you might see I have a new custom tiles. So that's one that you probably haven't seen if you haven't installed Infobip before, and I'll show you how that looks like. If you click the plus to add a tile as you normally would in your customer journey and click custom channel. Yeah, sorry, there we go. So add a custom channel, then it gives you the option, do you want to add an Infobip SMS or do you want to add a Viber message? And those are the two options that you have to work with your mobile marketing. It's really easy to do. It takes less than 10 minutes to set up. So in terms, I just want to show you the campaign that Anna had to do for this. So here we start, the segment that we start with is all of the people who attended that session on Monday on site. We're not interested in the online people because they're safe. So we start with them, and then the first thing we do is we send them a Viber message. The Viber message that I just sent you. Then what we can do is we check, because the stakes are too high. So what we do is we check, have they received it? Has it been delivered? If it has been delivered, then we're fine because we don't need to do anything else. They have been notified. If they haven't received it, then we can implement that. We can send them a text message as a fallback option. So having the ability to trigger different branches or send them on a different branch depending on how they have interacted with your custom tile is something that I really like with Infobip, and that's one of the main reasons why I like using that product. And here I could have gone even further. I could have said, have they seen the text message? If they have, then do nothing, but if they haven't, send them an email just to be triple sure. So I think that was a really good example of how mobile marketing is good to have. You can use it for your confirmation when people sign up for things, but in emergencies, mobile marketing is something that you get much bigger engagement rate, and it's much better communicating things really quickly when the stakes are high. And only the last, just to wrap up, I'm conscious of time. We're probably running over a bit. In terms of how you set it up, in your sitemap, when you install your solution, you get those 4 links. The idea is you just need to set up a template, a Viber template, or an SMS template, and then you use it as a message. Once it's set up as a template and you have gone live with it, then they show up in your customer journey, customer tile lookup. Cool. So let's see where we got to. Just a few more slides to go through. I'll go through it very quickly because we have 1 minute left, and I do want you to have some time for questions as well. We have done the demo. I have shown you the Infobip part. I have shown you how to do the setup and the configuration. In terms of GDPR and consent, it comes with its own link. So just like the other flags that we have on the contact that are looking after the GDPR compliance, Infobip adds 2 new flags, one for Viber and one for text message. And that brings us to the channels. Infobip gives you access to 2 channels, SMS and Viber. In the stats and insights, we briefly look at that. If when you log in, so first you can use it for triggering different behavior on a customer journey, but you can also see some stats of how your messages are behaving within your Infobip channel. So this is the Infobip. I did say in the beginning that I wanted to give you a holistic exposure, that Infobip is not the only product out there. It's my favorite one to use because I find it really easy to set up. But what you can also do is you can have Telesign is another solution that's out there on app stores. I didn't really have good experience with their support team, so that's why I stopped using or recommending them. But I know a lot of people who have happily used them. Twilio, another option, very popular option. Custom channel, we can create as many custom channels as we want, and that can trigger a Power Automate, which means at that point the options are endless, because any text message provider that has a connector for Power Automate, or even an open API where we can write our own custom connector, becomes an option. And then last but not least, it's something we don't know too much about just now, but it has been announced that as part of the next release, so Wave 1 2021, Microsoft is introducing out-of-the-box SMS Message Channel. It gets into public preview in April 2021, so that's definitely something I'll probably be showing you in one of the events we'll do later on this year. And this is really it. That's all I was going to show you today. Hopefully you found it useful. Again, apologies we couldn't be in the same room together, but now I'll be very happy to take any questions you might have, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you.